Have you ever found yourself wondering whether the person who entered your life so intensely, the one who makes your soul tremble and your heart race, is truly your twin flame? You've probably watched countless videos, read endless lists, and been told that if someone completes you, if you feel instant recognition, or if you experience déjà vu when you meet them, that must be your twin flame. But then, why does something still feel uncertain? Why, despite all those signs, do you continue to question if it's real or if it's just another karmic lesson in disguise? Today, we're going to go far beyond the surface-level signs that flood the internet. This isn't another 5 signs you've met your twin flame discussion. Together, we'll unravel the deeper spiritual truth behind these connections, the difference between karmic ties, soulmates, and the authentic twin flame bond. Most importantly, I'll reveal the one undeniable sign that confirms you have truly met your twin flame, a truth that can bring profound clarity to your journey. By the end of this video, you will no longer be trapped in confusion or chasing illusions created by popular myths. You will begin to see the twin flame journey through awakened eyes with spiritual wisdom instead of emotional chaos. You'll understand why the universe brought this connection into your life, not to complete you, but to awaken the divine energy that already exists within you. And once you grasp this truth, your entire perspective on love, purpose, and union will shift forever. Number 1. For the chaser, the one who knows. This message is especially meant for you, the chaser, in the twin flame connection. There are 2 profound reasons why this message speaks directly to your heart and your current stage of awakening. First, after that initial, often heartbreaking separation, it is usually the chaser who knows. Deep within your soul, beyond logic and reasoning, you recognize your twin flame. You feel it as an undeniable truth pulsing through every cell of your being. It is not a thought you can explain, nor a belief you can convince yourself out of. It is an inner knowing, a spiritual certainty that transcends human understanding. You sense that this person is not just another lover or soulmate. They are the mirror of your soul, a part of your very essence made manifest in another body. Meanwhile, the runner, at this stage, remains unaware of the magnitude of the connection. They are often caught in the grip of fear, control, and ego, the illusion of separation that keeps them running. Yet, in time, through the humbling fire of ego dissolution, the runner too will awaken. They will come to the same knowing that you have carried all along. Second, and perhaps more importantly, at this stage of your journey, the focus must shift inward. For now, your twin flame does not matter. What matters most, what the universe is guiding you to realize, is you. This may sound paradoxical, especially when your heart aches for union, but the truth is that your twin flame is not separate from you. They are a reflection of your own vibration, your own consciousness made visible in physical form. Every action, emotion, and realization that arises within you is energetically mirrored within them. The chaser's healing is the runner's awakening. Your growth, your alignment, your surrender, these are the keys that unlock the entire dynamic. You have manifested this connection not to chase love externally, but to remember love internally. Your twin flame journey is not about finding someone else. It is about rediscovering yourself through that reflection. The moment you understand this, you begin to see the sacred purpose behind every trigger, every silence, every separation. Each experience is a divine invitation to return to wholeness within your own being. And if you happen to be the runner, reading or hearing these words, stay open. Your time of recognition will come. When your heart begins to soften, when the walls of the ego start to crumble, you will feel the same truth rise within you, that there was never any real separation. But before we dive deeper into the runner's awakening, let us explore something even more essential, the one unmistakable sign that confirms the authenticity of your twin flame connection. This is the truth that transcends all illusions and reveals the divine reason you were brought together in this lifetime. Before we move on to uncover that one undeniable sign of the twin flame connection, I invite you to take a moment to pause and reflect. How has your journey as the chaser shaped you so far? Have you noticed how every challenge, every moment of longing, has quietly guided you toward deeper self-awareness and healing. This is not just about love in the ordinary sense, it's about the soul's evolution through love. So before we continue, I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments what part of this message resonated most with your own experience, or simply type, "I am awakening to my truth," to affirm your inner growth and connection to this sacred journey. Number 2. The one true sign: growth and self-love in separation. Have you ever felt that the most painful heartbreak of your life was also the key to your awakening? Have you ever sensed that losing someone you deeply loved was not the end, but the beginning of something sacred within you? If so, you may already be walking the path of the twin flame journey, a path that strips away illusion to reveal the truth of who you are. The single, unmistakable sign that you have truly met your twin flame is not the instant recognition, the shared dreams, or even the magnetic pull that defies logic. It is the transformation that happens within you during separation. When this separation begins, it feels like being plunged into darkness. The heart aches in ways words can't describe. Your mind spirals between confusion, fear, and longing. It is as if the very foundation of your being has been shattered. This is what many spiritual teachers call the dark night of the soul, a sacred initiation disguised as heartbreak. In the beginning, you may believe your world has collapsed because your twin is gone. You may try to hold on, chase, or fix the situation, believing reunion will bring you peace. But slowly, beneath the pain, something begins to stir. You start to realize that this agony is not a punishment, it is an awakening. The love you felt for your twin begins to turn inward. The more you release the attachment, the more you begin to feel a quiet, divine presence guiding you back to yourself. It is in this stillness that you sense a truth you once overlooked. The connection between you and your twin is not merely emotional or physical, it is energetic, eternal, and woven into the very fabric of the universe. You begin to understand that your twin is not out there. They are a mirror of your soul, reflecting back everything you have forgotten about your own light. The longing you feel is not for them, it is for yourself. So you start to seek healing. You meditate, read, and explore the depths of your consciousness. You cry, you surrender, and eventually, you awaken. You begin to see that every lesson, every painful emotion, is the universe gently guiding you toward wholeness. The illusion of separation fades as you recognize that you were never truly apart. You and your twin are not two souls trying to become one. You are one soul experiencing itself as two. As the ego dissolves, the desperate need for reunion transforms into peace. You no longer chase love because you are love. You no longer look for your twin to complete you because you realize that you were never incomplete. Out of the ashes of separation, something extraordinary is born: self-love. And that, dear soul, is the one true sign of the twin flame connection. Not the chase, not the physical union, but the awakening of divine love within you. Your twin came into your life not to fill a void, but to remind you of your infinite nature, that you are, and have always been, the universe itself in human form. Through their reflection, you rediscover the truth. Separation was never real, and love was never lost. It was simply waiting for you to return home to yourself. Number 3. Twin flames versus karmic relationships. The difference between illusion and divine truth. At some point on the spiritual path, every seeker encounters the question, is this my twin flame, or just another karmic relationship? The distinction may seem subtle at first, yet when you truly experience it, the difference becomes crystal clear. It lies not in how intense the love feels, but in what that love awakens within you. A karmic relationship often feels fiery and consuming. The connection may be passionate, magnetic, and even obsessive, but it tends to pull you into cycles of emotional chaos. When separation occurs, it stirs anger, resentment, or emotional numbness. You might say you've learned a lesson, but the change remains on the surface. You understand more about relationships perhaps, but you do not yet expand your soul. The growth that arises from a karmic bond is usually mental or emotional, not spiritual. It teaches you about boundaries, self-respect, and discernment, but it rarely leads to higher consciousness. By contrast, a twin flame connection transforms you at the deepest level of your being. Separation from your twin flame does not just break your heart, it breaks open your soul. Instead of collapsing into bitterness, you begin to awaken. You start seeing that every wound this person triggered within you was a reflection of something unhealed inside yourself. Their fears are your fears. Their insecurities mirror your own. And through that sacred mirror, you are faced with a choice. Will you continue to live from pain and ego, or will you rise into love and awareness? This is where the twin flame journey becomes sacred medicine. Unlike karmic love, which burns you down, twin flame love refines you. It compels you to look inward, to face your shadows, and to dissolve everything that blocks unconditional love. Each cycle of separation and reunion becomes a spiritual therapy session orchestrated by the universe. You begin to notice that your twin isn't here to complete you. They are here to awaken you. As you move through this process, you begin to feel the alchemy of transformation. You no longer view separation as punishment, but as purification. Every heartbreak becomes a doorway to higher understanding. The intensity of longing turns into a force that draws you closer to your true essence, your divine self. Through pain, you discover peace. Through loss, you discover eternal connection. This is why twin flame separation is often described as the most advanced form of spiritual healing. It reveals karmic lessons that no ordinary relationship could ever touch. Meeting your twin ignites the awakening of self-love and universal consciousness, a recognition that the love you seek outside has always lived within you. And here lies the truth that many resist. If separation does not awaken deep transformation, if you remain in cycles of blame, resentment, and emotional dependency, then, as painful as it may be to hear, this may not be your true twin flame. A genuine twin flame connection will always guide you back to yourself, to love without conditions, and to unity with the divine. Because in the end, the purpose of the twin flame journey is not to find another half, it is to become whole. To remember that love was never something you lost, it was always who you are. If you've made it this far, it means your soul is ready to understand love on a deeper level. Take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Have you experienced a connection that transformed you from the inside out? Whether it felt karmic, divine, or something in between, your story holds wisdom that others may need to hear. I'd love to know your thoughts, so share your experience in the comments below. And if this message resonates with you, take a deep breath and type, "I am awakening through love" in the comments as your affirmation today. Let those words become your energetic declaration, a reminder that every challenge, every separation, is guiding you closer to your highest self. Number 4. The runner's path: ego, surrender, and awakening. In the sacred dance of twin flames, the journey of the runner is one of the most misunderstood yet profoundly transformative paths in the spiritual world. While the chaser often awakens first, sensing the divine connection with clarity and urgency, the runner experiences this bond through resistance and confusion. You could explain the concept of twin flames to them 100 times, speak of shared souls, mirrored energy, and divine destiny, and still, they might reject it. They may dismiss it as fantasy, deny it altogether, or agree intellectually while feeling nothing in their heart. This denial isn't cruelty, it's protection. The ego, terrified of dissolution, shields itself by building walls of logic and detachment. But no matter how high those walls rise, the soul's truth eventually breaks through. For the runner, awakening only begins when the ego starts to crumble. This moment is not gentle. It feels like the death of identity itself. Everything they once believed about who they are and what love means begins to fall apart. This ego death is the soul's way of stripping away illusions, forcing the runner to face the divine within. When this breaking point comes, it brings surrender, not a surrender of weakness, but of grace. It is a sacred letting go, an acknowledgement that love is not something to be controlled or understood by the mind. It is the moment when the runner finally realizes that running was never from the chaser, but from their own reflection, from the divine light within themselves. This surrender marks the turning point that leads to true union. It is the bridge between the illusion of separation and the truth of oneness. Unlike soulmate relationships, where comfort and companionship are the focus, twin flame connections ignite spiritual combustion. They burn away every layer of ego, every false belief that stands between love and truth. Soulmates may support growth gently, but twin flames transform through fire. The runner's surrender is the alchemy that turns this fire into light. Yet surrender does not come easily. The runner often clings desperately to old habits, seeking control in a world that feels suddenly unstable. They may dive into distractions, careers, or other relationships, trying to find refuge in the familiar. But the energy between twins is relentless. It cannot be silenced or forgotten. The more they resist, the more life confronts them with mirrors of their inner pain. Eventually, the shared vibration between the two becomes so powerful that neither can remain bound to the limitations of the 3D world. Both are pulled into higher states of consciousness, guided by forces greater than themselves. In this divine process, the runner's awakening is not a betrayal of the connection but its fulfillment. Their resistance becomes their teacher. Their pain becomes the catalyst for transformation. And when they finally surrender, the illusion of two dissolves into the truth of two souls, one essence, rising together beyond ego, beyond time, and into love's infinite light. Imagine a man named Daniel. When Daniel first met Alina, the connection between them was instantaneous, magnetic, almost frightening in its depth. He felt seen in ways he never had before, as if she could look straight into his soul. But instead of feeling safe, he felt exposed. All his carefully built defenses, his success, his logic, and his sense of control suddenly felt meaningless. The emotions were too strong, the love too pure, and so Daniel ran. He told himself it was too soon, too intense, too unreal. He buried himself in work, dated others, and convinced himself that Alina was just another chapter. But no matter how far he went, the thought of her lingered like a haunting melody. Then, life began to unravel. Projects failed, relationships felt empty, and silence became unbearable. Daniel's inner world started collapsing. The very ego that once protected him now suffocated him. He couldn't understand why everything felt hollow. This was the beginning of his ego death. One night, in a moment of raw vulnerability, he broke down in tears and realized he wasn't running from Alina. He was running from the part of himself that she reflected. She represented the love he didn't believe he deserved. In that surrender, something shifted. For the first time, he stopped fighting the connection and began healing from within. He started meditating, journaling, and confronting the parts of himself he had long ignored: his fears, his pride, his need to control. Slowly, Daniel felt a peace he hadn't known before. He understood that union was not about returning to Alina, but returning to himself. And as his energy transformed, so did hers. Without a word, both began to rise into alignment, feeling each other's growth across the invisible bridge of their shared soul. This is the runner's awakening, not a romantic chase, but a sacred journey from fear to faith, from control to surrender. It shows that true union begins not when two people meet again in the physical, but when they both awaken to the divine love that has always lived within them. Number 5. Distinguishing the connections, a simple breakdown. In the spiritual journey of love and connection, not all relationships are created equal. Many seekers confuse karmic relationships, soulmate bonds, and twin flame unions because, on the surface, they can appear remarkably similar. Yet, beneath the emotional intensity lies a deeper spiritual pattern, one that reveals the real purpose of each connection. To truly understand what kind of bond you are experiencing, it helps to look beyond emotions and attraction and instead observe the transformation it brings to your soul. Let's explore these distinctions clearly and simply. When a relationship ends because one person loses interest or the passion fades, it is almost always karmic. A karmic bond exists to teach lessons, to bring unresolved energies from the past to the surface so that both souls can learn and grow. Once the lesson has been integrated, the connection naturally dissolves. There is often drama, repetition, and imbalance, yet very little evolution once the relationship ends. You move on, perhaps wiser, but not necessarily awakened. If you've shared a long and peaceful connection with someone, full of mutual respect and emotional safety, and you eventually part ways without chaos or deep existential pain, that is a soulmate connection. Soulmates come into your life to provide comfort, companionship, and emotional harmony. They are mirrors of balance, not of fire. These relationships often bring stability and love, but they rarely push you into the depths of your own soul. They support your path, but they don't ignite a spiritual rebirth. However, if after separation you find yourself still trapped in the same emotional cycles, dwelling in anger, blame, or regret, and there's no sense of higher understanding or spiritual expansion, the relationship remains karmic. The ego dominates. There is no inner transformation, only emotional residue. You might feel attached, but you don't awaken. On the other hand, when the separation becomes a catalyst for awakening, the dynamic shifts entirely. You may begin to question everything: your identity, your beliefs, your purpose. You may experience intense introspection, deep spiritual realizations, and even moments of ego death, where your sense of self dissolves into a higher awareness. You start to see not just the pain of separation, but the sacred purpose behind it. This is the unmistakable signature of a twin flame connection. In a twin flame dynamic, the separation is never punishment, it is purification. It strips away illusions and attachments, forcing you to turn inward and reconnect with your divine essence. You begin to realize that your twin is not an external half, but a reflection of your own soul. The deeper you journey within, the more you awaken to unconditional self-love and the universal truth that you were never truly apart. So, if your connection has led you to grow, to expand, to awaken, to love yourself and others without conditions, know this: you have encountered your twin flame. Every challenge, every tear, every surrender is part of your divine reunion with yourself. Through them, you awaken not only to love, but to the infinite consciousness that created it. In the end, the twin flame journey is not truly about finding, chasing, or reuniting with another person. It is a sacred pilgrimage back to your own soul, a remembrance of who you have always been beneath the noise of longing and illusion. Your twin flame was never sent to complete you. They were sent to reveal you. Through love, loss, reflection, and surrender, the mirror of this connection shows you the parts of yourself you once abandoned, inviting you to reclaim your divine wholeness. When the ache of separation no longer feels like punishment, but transformation, when you stop searching for your twin outside of you and begin to feel their presence as an energy already within your heart, that is when the true reunion begins. The physical distance no longer matters because you now see the greater truth. You were never separate to begin with. The journey has always been about awakening to your eternal self, the infinite love that lives and breathes through you. So as you close this video, take a moment to reflect: what does returning home to yourself mean to you? I invite you to share your thoughts below by leaving a specific, meaningful quote that resonates with your soul. Your words may guide someone else who is walking the same path of awakening. If this message touched your heart, please remember to like, share this video, and continue watching the one below the screen for deeper insights into your spiritual journey. Until next time, I send you my highest light, my deepest love, and the gentle reminder that the home you've been searching for has always been within you.